Hey everyone, welcome back. Our next guest is a Bronx native vegan chef and nutrition coach who, from a young age, had a love for cooking since the pandemic and watching her mother deal with thyroid complications. She's integrated her love for cooking with health advocacy and wellness and turned it into a business. And well, creating Kris the Bronx Vegan, a page dedicated to food awareness resources, to health food choices, and nutrition education with services including meal prep, nutrition consultations, and catering for events. She's here to share more. Please welcome vegan chef, nutrition coach, and Kris the Bronx Vegan creator, Kristen Loudermilk. Hello.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for being here with us, and thanks for your transparency in sharing your journey regarding, I guess, the motivation behind just making it your business, right? And more importantly, bringing it back to the Bronx, because what I didn't mention is your extensive travels, your ability to speak French, and your interpretation skills. And please, you elaborate further, but I did want to just open up with that so that there's this understanding of what that means to come back full circle and pass it forward.
Yeah, it's really important to me, and it's the reason why I created Kris the Bronx Vegan. Primarily, I created it in the Bronx. In the pandemic, and I came back home after all my travels and after work, and I took off from work for a year and a half. So I was not flying as a flight attendant. And so I came home, and just as a vegan, I was looking for options for food to eat, and then also just resources. And I saw, in comparison to the places that I have been, that those resources, whether it be restaurants or just food education, was not there. Regardless of my mom's thyroid condition, I just also saw just a lack there. A lot of my neighbors were, lacking the food education. My boyfriend, his mother passed from a contraindication from her blood pressure medicine and her diabetes medicine. And for me, that hit home, and taking a cocktail of pills. And I'm just like, I'm meeting so many families that are just, instead of having like food-based options, healing options, they're having just more of medications and pills. And so it was very discouraging for me. And it was also motivating as well to create Kris the Bronx Vegan and provide that platform and that resource for families to have to just go back to and say, okay, this is someone we know. She's from the Bronx. I'm native to that area. And this is something that, I'm going through with my boyfriend's family, for example, and my mother, and having the lack thereof of options. So that's why I created it. And I wanted to bring it back home. I had to.
So I because you tapped into this topic, because it is something that I think we do need to address more and more within the community, right? There's this sense of just being okay with prescriptions or being diagnosed. And when you mentioned the cocktail prescriptions, it's like this combination. And when in fact, those prescriptions are just sustaining, they're not really healing, right? So based on your development and catering, let's say specifically to your mom and her thyroid condition, what kind of changes have you seen having altered her diet?
I've seen, honestly, more curiosity, which I feel like is a step in the right direction. And just to address the point with prescriptions, I'm not completely against them, because Western medicine has its role, right? Here, our medical system is great for emergent situations. But what I address is like the preventative side. So I'm not advising anyone to stop taking their medicines, because I'm not, for example, in the hospital as that specific doctor.
Right.
But
no, thank you for clarifying that. And I wasn't really alluding to that, but thank you for just making sure we put that disclaimer there.
No, it's totally fine. But I always say that. And for my mom, I saw just the curiosity, like I give her advice on foods to try because my mom is also very picky. I love her, but she's very like, I don't like that. So I try to incorporate things that she'll like. And she's just she'll pick and she'll be curious and then she'll say, oh, this is different. And most if not all times, the foods that I suggest are health supportive for her. So say for example,
and what kind
like,
of foods are we talking about?
I'm talking like sea kelp. I'm talking like seaweed chips. I'm talking about like things that are non-cruciferous vegetables. So no broccoli, no cauliflower that can agitate the thyroid. Things with high amounts of iodine in them. And my mom does eat meat. So like I do tell her like eat salmon, make sure you're eating walnuts, get your omega-3 sixes. Those are important. So those are the things that I suggest to her, and just also having a high fiber diet. So, everything can work in accordance.
So based on what you just shared with us, right, is another thing to be taken into consideration where people jump to becoming vegans and some because it's a trend. I mean, obviously most because of health benefits. However, there's this research factor that comes into play, which sounds to me like you've done extensive, in where there's certain things that might work for some people and certain things that might not work for others.
Correct. What I say on to my clients and also on my platform is that every body is different. And that means every singular body is different. So while veganism, I do believe myself, because I am vegan, it can work for everyone if done intentionally and correctly. But I'm not here to convert you to veganism. I am here to tell you the benefits of veganism and then therefore help you transition into that side. Like I said, I believe it's the way, but you really have to find your own path with it.
And so since we're on the topic of veganism, and 4th of July is right around the corner because actually, it's the 1st of July today.
Right.
Let's talk about what could be some vegan alternatives, maybe on the grill, maybe not. That's easy and simple and supplementary from without having to compromise taste.
Right. I think jackfruit is a great option. And just to make it very simple, it resembles pulled pork, or it has that meaty texture. And you can honestly, just put some barbecue sauce on there and you can turn it into, I don't know, like a pulled pork sandwich or like a sloppy joe, something that's very like hamburger style, and just move forward with there. And you won't compromise taste. It will generally be a little bit of a different texture because obviously it's not meat, but it will have a meat-like texture.
And jackfruit, you can get that anywhere?
Jackfruit, I've found it in Wegmans. I've found it in Stop and Shop. I've found it in Fairway. I've found it in Whole Foods. So pretty much anywhere. They'll come in different forms. The fresh form you may find in Caribbean markets, which we have all over the Bronx. So it's available. It's available.
Awesome. How about something sweet?
Ooh, okay. So what I like to do, I like my fruit kind of savory and sweet. So you can make watermelon steaks. I love watermelon in the summertime because it's full of water. It's hydrating. It's just refreshing. It just tastes amazing. Throw it on the grill. You can put some paprika on there, some maple syrup on there, some salt, and really grill it. And then try it out. I've really been getting some people on some sweet and savory things, pineapple as well, and mango. And it works. It works really well. Works really well on the grill.
Good. That sounds good. I like that. I like that. So you just put it on the grill, season it with paprika, and put it on a stick, like you're making
like a shish kebab,
right?
Yeah.
Right, like a shish kebab. And then what else? You said something else though.
Oh, what else did I say? You can use maple syrup. Oh, liquid smoke is also very good for that as well. Liquid smoke is awesome.
That sounds really good. And so anyway, that was just a little idea for you guys to consider. I mean, just add it, like just try something different. That's what life is about. And I wanted to make sure that before we go, we just share with everyone the fact that you're offering this plan in the fall, and the fact that you mentioned that really everything in life is about pacing and choice, right? And so I really appreciate you saying, I'm not trying to convert everybody into becoming a vegan. However, I am going to continue educating in the process, and it's for everyone to consider and to move at their own pace, which is obviously what you're doing with your mom, working with her, working with your significant other's parents. And so let's talk about this fall plan that you're launching for vegan lifestyle.
Okay, so how I reach my audience is through meal prep, to make it more of like a practical application of recipes and how do I do this. So I created the course as something that was self-paced, for people to learn about meal prep, and not just meal prep, but learn about, okay, what am I putting on my plate? Am I putting food intentionally into my body? And how can I do this while being a busy professional? And that could mean being a 9-to-5er, or that could mean being, I have my own business. And in some way, shape, or form, we need our fuel. And we also need our intentional healing, which is also, I believe, through food.
Right.
And so that's, I created it for people to kind of get a hold on their food life. And also to get rid of the shame and the overwhelm associated with just food in general, so that, if you have your meal prepped and, you have a snack outside of your meal prep, that's okay. So I teach about that, and then also just about that grace there as well. Because when you have a plan, you can stick to it. And when you stick to it, you can also digress because you have that foundation.
Right.
So I will be launching that this fall. And the registration for it will be open pretty soon. I'm just getting a lot of things together for that night, so I can have all the resources and the course together for everyone.
And so
But
they
I'm really excited.
sign up. They can follow you on Instagram to learn
Yes.
further as you're
Yes.
developing it and prepping to launch it.
Yes. At Kris the Bronx Vegan on Instagram. Just follow me and follow me along on this journey. We'll be launching in the fall.
Well, we appreciate you bringing it here to our viewers. I really appreciate everything you shared with us. That's Kristen Loudermilk giving us some food consciousness. Okay, because that's what this is all about.
That's right.
Food for thought. All right.
Right.
So once again, vegan chef, nutrition coach, and Kris the Bronx vegan creator, Kristen Loudermilk. And for more information on the fall launch, and just to learn some wonderful ideas, some food ideas, you can check her out on Instagram at Kris the Bronx vegan. All right, stay tuned, because Bobby C's weekly sports roundup is coming up next.